Those moments where things happen in your life that are going a little too well, and then bad has to happen. Well, check this out. Apparently the CPU is now dead, and we need to replace that. And for some reason, this it seems to be dead too. And we've been doing non-stop testing to see what's wrong with it.
So I'd forgive you if you believe that the reason this problem started happening was because the PC build went wrong somewhere in the beginning. But honestly, you're going to be super shocked when you find out what actually happened.
Are you depressed today, mother?
Ari tucks the feather back into his hat and follows his friends.
So in total, it's been an entire week from the recording of this specific video that I've had this custom PC build. And for some reason, I have such a strange addiction to try to get the most frame rates ever when it comes to video games, which explains why I almost spent $5,000 on a brand new PC. On top of that, for some reason, as a musician, video editor, and a bunch of other stuff that I have no record of, I actually use more USB slots than my computer currently offers. So I ended up buying myself an expansion. And if you're wondering why I have my hands on the second graphics card, it's honestly because I wanted to put my two side monitors on that card and my main monitor for video games just on the 3070. That's going to be a separate video from this, testing out two different graphics cards. By the way, spoiler alert, I don't use both Nvidia cards. I ended up using an AMD card and the 3070 from Nvidia. So I don't capture this on video. However, the USB expansion slot doesn't fit in the ×1 PCIe slot. It's supposed to fit where the second graphics card is going. So I find this out because it just won't fit. So I'm like, alright, whatever, we'll just return it. But turns out for some reason, something bad always has to happen, and this is what happened after that moment.
I hope to God that whoever's watching this does not have the same issues and curves that I have when it comes to electronics. So recently I've been having problems with my PC build, and it was working fine for an entire week, right? And so now, for some reason, since yesterday, ever since I turned this on, this light in the end comes on. And it doesn't post. It doesn't go into BIOS. It doesn't go into Windows at all. Like, it doesn't go into any monitor that I have, right?
Literally 1 week after owning my custom built PC, this has to happen. Holy. So when it comes to PC problems, there are three main things that can cause major issues. This is something everybody should basically do when they have PC problems. The first main thing could be the CPU. If something's wrong with the CPU, then the computer won't post no matter what. And we all thought it was the CPU, so we tried resetting the BIOS and everything in every different way. Nothing worked. The second thing is the graphics card. If the graphics card is messed up, then it definitely won't post, and you're gonna be screwed out of everything. Because during this time, getting your hands on another Nvidia 3070 or 3080 or 30 series cards is impossible because everybody's selling them for $3,000. Scalpers. And then the third major thing would be the RAM sticks. If one RAM stick is flawed out of 4 or 3 or 2, it won't post either. So luckily I had a second PC to test most of these things on. The thing that I couldn't test was the CPU, because the pre-built that I bought with the 3070 was an Intel chip, and they're just different inserts. So luckily the GPU worked and the RAM sticks all worked individually. So it wasn't either of those. So now we have to figure out, is it the CPU, which is also rare as hell to find, maybe the power supply, or the motherboard, which is even worse. And that's where this adventure takes us, figuring out if it's the CPU or the motherboard or the power supply. So check this out.
If it really is the processor, I'm not gonna be able to find another processor. This is the one I got. Fuck! Today is the day afterwards of the whole hellhole that I spent doing yesterday. 7 a.m. There are actually people outside of Micro Center right now. I'm not sure why. This shit is supposed to open at 10 a.m. So that means we have 3 hours to wait. So I don't know why they're waiting out of the cold.
For graphics cards,
I have to return my fucking CPU, and apparently they're saying that they're out of stock. I hope they're not. But with my fucking luck recently, they might be out of fucking stock. So fuck!
So let me cut it short for everybody wondering. I paid $40 to find out that the CPU works. Did I see that happening in front of me? No. So now, bruh.
Before I forget to mention, the only thing that could be fucked up is if Micro Center lied to me about the post. But they tested out the CPU and it posts, so... What the fuck?
You want to know what's even worse than that? So I contacted MSI thinking that I could probably get a replacement for the motherboard, hoping that I can get a replacement for the motherboard. The customer service is so bad. They want me to send the defective board. They want me to pay for the shipping. They want to hold on to it for 60 days and then send it back. Bruh. So what the f does a person do after this situation? They do what everybody else should do in this situation. Spend more money. I want to to thank my exes for giving me all the trust issues that I have right now, because I don't trust anything that Micro Center said. So I ended up getting a cheap motherboard and a cheap power supply to test out what's really going on.
I'm gonna remove everything from here, put it in here, test it out, and then see what's really the problem of this goddamn computer. This power supply came in much better package than the golden one that I bought. That's crazy. Airtight bubble wrap. That's perfect, beautiful. Goddamn. Okay, so for everybody wondering, yes, it works. The same CPU, the same RAM sticks, the same graphics cards, different power supply, different motherboard, and it posts. All right, so just to cut it short, I did the power supply test on this shit, and 100% is the motherboard. So I'm gonna go buy another one. Okay, so the new motherboard came in. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. We're gonna replace it, and we'll see if it posts. Okay, motherboard's put in. Let's test it out. All right, so it's on. It's blinking. Let's see what happens. And it works. Look at that.
If you're wondering why I didn't show how I did this, this isn't a how-to video. This is a holy shit, I can't believe this happened to me video. I think Jay's 2 Cents made a video like that where you can figure out how to do that yourself with them. But I'm not a tutorial channel. I'm just a vlogger, and a miserable one. So if you all remember the expansion slot issue that I was talking about where it didn't fit, this is what it looked like. This is what it's supposed to look like. And basically, in essence, it's supposed to look like this with everything together. So I guess it's safe to say it's time for some benchmarks.